Donna, we've had so many people go through the board bona fide assessment and gotten great value from it. I'd love to hear a little bit about how you developed the tool, what is the science behind it, and what helped you think about how to put the contents in it.
It's a great question. In the last 4 years, we've been studying what executives and directors around the globe do when they come to solve problems. And as a result of looking at that, we've come up with 4 different orientations to problem solving. And those are is there a bias towards action, process, strategy, or people? And everyone who brings their orientation to the problem contributes in a different way. They're all good, they're just different. And by virtue of bringing those together, the mix of discussion increases and the creativity of the problem solving goes up. And on the basis of translating that to sitting in the board, we've been able to identify 10 different styles that play out during a board discussion. Now, 5 of those are healthy and 5 of those are dysfunctional. We all have something that's a bias in the way we play out, and when you bring those together, you're going to have a better result on the dialogue. Under stress, either because a board is under stress or an individual might be under stress, you might go to the shadow side. So there are 5 healthy styles that we identify through this technique, and then we coach people and counsel them on watching for what might happen if you're under stress, where you might go to the shadow side of that style. For example, one style is a unifier, and that style is really important for boards because they make sure that all voices are heard. They're very good conscience people for the norms being practiced within the board. They make sure all voices are balanced. They make sure if somebody's monopolizing that they're told in a very diplomatic way to be quiet so other people can speak. Now, the downside of that is when a board is debating something and they finally settle on it, if there's something nagging them in the back of their heads, they would be reticent to bring it forward because the sake of the harmony of the group would be at expense. So we have to coach and counsel that be vulnerable to that, be careful, and then make sure that you do the right thing, which is put your own voice on the table. Now, the other styles are a change driver, which is the one that is full of ideas before breakfast, and they bring a lot of solutions to the table. A challenger who raises the bar on expectations and standards, who partners very well with a change driver because they can say, this needs to get fixed, but I don't know how, and they'll point to the change driver. The other is the advisor expert who has deep domain knowledge in a particular area, who on the shadow side is uncomfortable to go outside of their expertise. And they really need to. They have to break outside of their own box to add more value to the team. The middling one is the statesperson who has an equal balance of all the other styles, and they become a very good candidate for serving as the chairman of the board or chairperson of a committee so that they can mediate the differences of opinion and come to closure on some supreme decisions that need to be made. In each case, people, when they go through the assessment, learn what the strong suit is and how they bring value and what things to watch for that strengthen their risk mitigation for the downsides. And it enables people to know how to fit within the board so that when they're considered as a candidate, if they're going into a homogeneous board and they're going to just be the same, they should walk away from that opportunity. What they should do is differentiate by joining a board that needs something that it lacks for the purposes of improved decision making.
And that fits because what we've heard from participants is the information that they've gotten from the board bona fide also helps them in their leadership roles within their corporate responsibilities. They have learned tremendously about how they show up in their teams.
Sure. In the executive suite, the same dynamics would occur, and in fact, in some governance models, the management committee is the board that reports to the supervisory committee, so the same rules would apply in terms of how you improve your dynamics and your problem solving. It probably works in marriages and families too, although we're not testing and charging for that. And we encourage people who are considering candidacy, as well as directors themselves, to take a look and take advantage of this sort of approach to how to recompose the committees and the boards for the future.
Absolutely.
So anyone who's interested in this, we encourage them to log in and take a look and see if they can't add some value to the board and to their own professional development.
We've gotten consistently great feedback on everyone who's taken the board bona fide assessment.
Great. Thank you very much.